Hello, this is Steve Bradley with Bradley Group International and Keller Williams Realty. We are a short sale listing and negotiating team out of Northern Virginia. Today's topic is a big question that comes up when we do our listing appointments. Our sellers will say, are we going to have to bring any money to the table? A big concern when somebody's running tight on money, can't make a mortgage payment, a lot of credit card bills piling up. So the question is when we get to this close, what's going to happen? Do we have money that we've got to collect? One thing that'll be very particular for your transaction will be your negotiating team and their charges, whether they charge a separate fee for negotiating, which I completely agree to because of the amount of time and work that's involved in this. But there are ways to negotiate the buyer to pay that as well. I'd say that more often than not, in over 95% of our transactions, the seller doesn't need to bring a dollar. They're going to be fine. Obviously, the seller in a short sale also cannot benefit financially, so there's no money that will ever come to a seller during a short sale. But typically all the closing costs, the realtor commission fees, past taxes, all those things, more often than not are paid out of the balance. So if you receive a $250,000 offer on your home and the total fees including realtor fees total up to be $20,000, well then the bank's going to receive $230,000. So the finances are going to come out of the purchase price, not typically out of your pocket. But there will be certain items where the bank's going to tell you right up front we're not going to pay for. Like the bank won't typically pay for a home warranty for the buyer. They don't want to pay for inspections like a termite inspection or things like that. So there are some little things that you may have to negotiate the buyer to pay, or that you may need to bring a little bit of money out of pocket to take care of that. With that said, I always suggest to my sellers from day one that they try to put enough money away to have about 3% of the sales price. Now this isn't really a random number. This is after our experiences with everything else. On occasion, you'll find the bank challenge things at the last minute, and more often than not it tends to be $1,000, $2,000, but it's enough that it could close off a transaction if nobody has the money. And to expect that the real estate agent or that some other party outside of the buyer and seller is going to come up with that, it's really not going to happen. So you need to be prepared. So I suggest 2 to 3% is a great number to put to the side. It doesn't mean that if you don't have that number that you're not going to be able to do a short sale. I just think you're doing your best to get yourself to move forward to a smooth closing if you work on trying to get those finances in place, even if it's talking to a family member. The one thing to remember is for potentially 2 or 3% of the sales price of your home, the current price. So if it's selling for $250,000, we're talking about maybe $7,500. But for that $7,500 potential exposure, you're going to release the debt for that you're paying to the bank. So in this situation, if you sent the bank $230,000, you're going to lose that $230,000 debt. And for $7,500 potentially, that's a great purchase. There's no investor in the world that wouldn't take that. I know it's not always easy, but keep it in the back of your mind, because if you can do it, it'll take you to a very smooth closing. If you can't do it, again, all part of the negotiations. A good negotiator is going to find a solution, going to have been exposed to enough issues that they're going to prepare you up front. A biggest part of our success, we believe, is setting everybody's expectations, from our sellers to the buyer agent and to the buyers, making sure everybody understands how this process can work. So again, more often than not, you're not going to have to bring any money, but you may want to prepare to have a little bit to the side or to find a solution through whether it's a family member or a friend to help you get you out of the situation. Just remember, because once you are sold, you're going to be done. You'll be able to get your finances back on track. If you have any questions, visit us at shortsalesteve.com, and we wish you best of luck with your short sale.